righteousness. Thou hast enlarged me when I was in distress. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayers. O ye sons of men, how long will ye turn my glory to shame? How long will ye love vanity and seek after leasing? But know that the Lord has set apart him that is godly for himself. The Lord will hear when I call upon him. Stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. Offer the sacrifices of righteousness and put your trust in the Lord. There will be many that say, who will assure us any good? Lord, lift thou up the light of thy countenance upon us. Thou hast put gladness in my heart, and more than in the time that their corn and their wine increased. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thy Lord only maketh me dwell in safety. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.
Serenity.
Floyd.
It's a beautiful day. Yet it was a beautiful yesterday, and thank everybody that turned out to come today. Let them know that we all love and appreciate it. I know it by heart. And we're just glad to have the man of God, celebrate the man of God in his midst. Because what for him, this probably wouldn't even be a source for us to relieve our stress, relieve our mind, and be joyful in the Lord. So I give him the utmost thanks and the utmost respect for having a foundation, mindset, foundation
stand for the affirmation? This is the day that the Lord has made.
This is the day that the Lord has made.
I will rejoice and be glad in it.
I will rejoice and be glad in it.
This is the day that the Lord has made.
This is the day that the Lord has made.
It may bring sunshine and it may bring rain.
It may bring sunshine and it may bring rain.
It may bring pleasure and it may bring pain.
It may bring pleasure and it may bring pain.
But this is the day that the Lord has made.
But this is the day that the Lord has made.
I will rejoice and be glad in it.
I will rejoice and be glad in it.
Today I shall love all men.
Today I shall love all men.
And I shall hate no man.
And I shall hate no man.
If today I cannot speak good of all men,
If today I cannot speak good of all men,
I shall not speak ill of any man.
I shall not speak ill of any man.
Today I shall answer every question with,
Today I shall answer every question with,
what would Jesus say?
what would Jesus say?
Today I shall solve every problem with,
Today I shall solve every problem with,
what would Jesus do?
what would Jesus do?
For greater is he that is in me
For greater is he that is in me
than he that is in the world.
than he that is in the world.
So every day and in every way,
Every day and every way,
I am getting stronger and stronger yet.
I'm getting stronger and stronger yet.
Every day and in every way,
Every day and every way,
I am getting wiser and wiser yet.
I'm getting wiser and wiser yet.
Every day and in every way,
Every day and every way,
I'm getting healthier and healthier yet.
I'm getting healthier and healthier yet.
Every day and in every way,
Every day and every way,
I'm getting wealthier and wealthier yet.
I'm getting healthier and healthier yet.
This is the day that the Lord has made.
This is the day that the Lord has made.
I will rejoice and be glad in it.
I will rejoice and be glad in it.
For it's a great day to see your life.
Trouble, I've had my share of trouble, but I'm still here. Bruises, I've taken my lumps and bruises, but I'm still here. Disappointments, I've had to bear some disappointments, but I'm still here. Ooh, Lord, oh, heartache, I've had to bear some heartaches, but thank God I'm still here through it all. Through it all, I made it through another day's journey. God kept me. God kept me here. Through it all, I made it through another day's journey. God kept me here. Trials, I've had to walk through some trials, but I'm still here. Now let me testify to y'all. Lied on, so many times you've been lied on, but I'm still here. Disappointments, I've had to bear some disappointments, but I'm still here through it all. Through it all, I made it through another day's journey.
for our leader today, the founder of Serenity Church. Let's praise God for Pastor Floyd Rose. Come on. Let's show him your love. Come on, hallelujah. Honorable. Hallelujah. We honor you, sir. Traveled all night long. All the way from Wisconsin. Drove all night. And I wouldn't miss this day to be here to celebrate with you. He often used to say he didn't know why a 17-year-old wanted to hang out with a 70-year-old. But it made him feel good. I think I want to hang out with a 70-year-old and an 80-year-old. So let's praise God for his 80th birthday. A humble servant, an incredible leader. We honor you today. And it's my understanding our city official is here today and would like to give words. And let's say amen as he comes to us and give words on behalf of our senior servant. Amen? Amen.
Good morning. Good morning. I want to just say a few words about Reverend Rose. Serenity, 9 years. 9 years is a long time to do anything, especially when you're doing something new. 9 years ago, this was a new church. When you're dealing with people, you don't ever know how they're going to react to you. But to start something new and hold it for 9 years. I know we look at churches, say they have 100-year church anniversaries. But to do something new in this time and age where we are, and be able to hold it together, that's a testimony that you have people. I heard he just had a birthday. 80 years old. I want everyone in here to do me a favor. Take a young person by the cemetery. Look at the grave sites. 1965 was the year we got the right to vote. Look at every tombstone that was before 1965. And maybe that will personalize it to them to let them know why we strongly encourage them to vote. Why people died, sacrificed so much so they will understand. Go out and vote because we have people that came before us that never had a chance to vote that would love to have an opportunity. His birthday is kind of becoming. We have an opportunity in the state of Florida, in the state of Georgia. I know it would be a better birthday gift for this man here to see somebody that looks like him. Run a state that we still are not fully equal. 2 states, Confederate states. Not just the fact that Georgia is about to has nominated a black person, but this is a woman, a lady. And since we all came from a lady, I don't understand why we would sit on our table and not go get somebody. Not just ask them. Facebook is okay. Texting is okay. Get in the car we have. Go ask somebody. Have you voted? If you have not, I'll be happy to take it. There's too many phone numbers, too many ways that we can do this. So let's not take this moment for granted, because you never know when it comes again. You know how much stuff Obama took. And for us to be in this position again, we don't need to let it slip by. Not just saying vote for them because they're black, but these people are qualified. They have the education, they did everything that they were asked to do. So let us not be the reason why they don't get in there. And I'm going to say this, I know Reverend Rose probably ain't going to like it, but we as a people, we know how passionate and fired up Reverend Rose get about certain things. But we're going to have to start doing with our people, calling it out if it's wrong. If we're wrong, wrong doesn't have a color. Wrong is wrong. Don't come down here to Reverend Rose. If you're wrong, asking him to go out there and stand up and come on. Stay your butt home. Be a man, be a woman. You make that bed lay. Don't come down here and get this man all riled up. Because you know we're coming. Too many young people out here right now that sit back. I'm included in that. I still consider myself young. But they call me his godson down at City Hall. I don't know where that came from. But
That's all right.
as long
That's
as
all
you
right.
have me, who waits till you turn 40? Some years old to get a God pen. But if you have me, I'll be. Someone's going to have to take the torch and run with it.
Yes, sir.
Everybody gets tired sometimes. Reverend Rose gets tired. So we, as a community, have to take the torch and run with it. We're not asking you to do everything, but we have to do something. I think I'm done.
Yes.
Amen. Congratulations on 9 years and happy birthday.
Praise God for City Pastor Mary. Let's praise God for City Pastor. Amen.
I get to do.
Let's stand all over this morning, and if you would turn in your Bibles to Psalms, the first chapter. Just want to say I'm honored to be here today and to give honor to your fine pastor and leader, Bishop Gerald Williams. He was in the back. I didn't see him. Let's praise God for fantastic leaders and a wonderful job there. We honor you, sir. To your wife, Lady Williams, God bless you. Good to see you. And to all of the Lord's people, Reverend Rose's daughter is here from Toledo, Ohio. Let's welcome her. And of course, the lady who walks by his side, Mrs. Stell Rose. Let's praise God. And I have to acknowledge the woman that gave me life. My mama's here. Let's praise God for my mom. My sweet mama. And my aunt Shirley, my second mama, she's here. My other aunt, she was here, she had to leave. I see my little niece, G.B.R is here. And my best friend and brother Casey Carter is here, Tiffany's here, and my one and only goddaughter. Look at my beautiful goddaughter. Amen. I thank God for them being here. When you have your Bibles, Psalms the first chapter, when you have it, will you say amen? Amen. Amen. Psalms the first chapter, it says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly." I like to read that in the New Revised Standard Version. And it says, "Happy are those who do not follow the advice of the wicked." A few moments of your time that are yours and mine, I'd like to entertain those lines with this simple thought. Are you happy? Are you happy? Would you look at somebody and tell them that somebody ain't smiled all day? Get out your good teeth and ask you, are you happy? Or somebody else tell you, I want to wait for them to answer. Are you happy? You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. I won't be long. If you say amen, I'll just hold you for 2 hours. I'm joking. Somebody say amen. We'll be on 15 minutes. Amen. Are you happy? Webster defines being happy as showing pleasure or contentment. The older saints used to sing a song, "Time is filled with swift transition. Not on earth unmoved can stand." They say, build your hopes on things that are eternal and hold to God's unchanging hand. And the lesson is so sure and so right in that song because it's simply telling us that the only consistent thing in our lives is God. Man will fail. The winds and the waves will change. Folks can be up one day and down the same day. People can praise you one day and actually demolish and refuse to acknowledge and praise you in that same day. So you be careful about the people that you commit to and keep in your circle. Because some people really want to see you do failure and fail in life. And if we're honest and we really look at our lives, the only consistent thing in life, in the world, where Instagram is taking over and Facebook is taking over, whether you have this many friends or this many likes, can determine your status and determine how you are looked upon and viewed upon in life and in culture. In a world where people are more concerned about how many double likes they can get versus whether God blesses them with new life every morning. People can live in a world where we are concerned about wearing red on the bottom of our shoes and walking into nowhere in life. We're concerned about money being in our pocket, but nothing being in our head to know how to use that money. In a world where things change so swiftly and so rapidly, the only consistent thing in our lives, the only consistent one, the only consistent power is God Almighty. I tell you, without God, I'd be nothing. Without God, I would fail in my life. It ain't no sense in me even trying to live this life without God on my side. And if I get to where I forget about it, all I have to do is just walk down memory lane and remember the many days and many times that God has consistently made a way for me. You know, God's credit is good. If you look down the files of His credit record, you'll see that God has always been by our side. God has always been consistent. God has always been there. God has always been the source and strength of our time. And I'm thankful today, even in spite of what happens in our lives, God will continue to be consistent. And because of that, we can be content. Because of that, we can be happy. There's so many people who live this life miserable. There's so many people who live this life who are just bent out and determined to be upset and determined to make you upset. You can be having a great day and you say to somebody, "Hi, good morning," and their reply is, "What's so good about the morning?" I tell you, negative people will ruin your day if you allow them to ruin your day. What's going on around you, if it gets inside of you, can ultimately ruin you. You can be doing just fine and have one conversation with one person, and that one conversation can alter your whole mood. My grandmother said it like this: misery loves company. You know, some people just hate to see you doing well and going up. And the moment they see you doing well and going up and being happy and living your best life, they ain't going back and forth with these folks. And then the moment they see you soaring and going into new horizons, is that moment where they decide that they want to see you be unhappy like they are. But I tell you, the Bible gives us a great reason why we ought to live a life and to be happy. It tells us that happy is the man that walketh not in the advice or the counsel of the wicked, nor taketh their path in the way of the sinners, or seated in the way of the scornful. Harvard University did a study on a life of 4 gentlemen from the age of 18 to the age of 87. And what they found out, they asked a group of millennials, they said, "What makes you the happiest in your life?" Of course, the millennials' response was, "Money and to be famous." Don't you know temporal things will fail? Don't you know things like that are just for a moment? Money can't buy happiness, but it might rent it, but it can't buy it. And only what you do for Christ will last. And they studied it. As they got to the end of that term in the year of, I think it was about 75 years of studying these lives of these individuals, the one thing that they found out that was consistent, that helped these individuals to be happy and to be prosperous in life, was that they had built good relationships. Good relationships, not relationships where you're taking all the strain for this person. But good relationships that you have somebody to support you and to love you and to give you good advice. Good relationships will open doors for you that money can't open for you. Sometimes it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And those very relationships that you build now can very well be the relationships that open a door of success for you in the future. And that's why you ought to be careful for how you treat people right now for what they are. Because you ought not never put a period where God puts a comma. And God is the author and finisher of our lives. And before we get so judgmental, we ought to pause and reflect. You ain't always been singing "Pass Me Not, O Gentle Savior." You know how to pass the Cavassier as well. You had always been in church, praise the Lord. You've been backing that thing up too. Before you wore before you got wear them flats, used to wear them stiletto heels, you just got bunions now, you can't wear them no more. So you ought not be judgmental about anybody or where they are, because the same God that changed your life can change somebody else's life. Oh, yes, he can. Oh, yes, he can. Yes, if we just took back and pulled back just the curtain of our lives. Some of us have had some rough and challenging times in our life. But we can stand today and say, God, you have been faithful. You have been covering me. You have been providing for me. You have been there all of my life. And I dare not come to church with my head all up in the air as if I owe God and to preach your favor. I am what I am by the grace of God. And so it doesn't take a lot for me to wave my hand. It doesn't take a lot for me to say hallelujah. It doesn't take a lot for me to rejoice in the inside. When I think of the goodness of Jesus and all that he has done for me, my soul doesn't have to look back and wonder how I made it over. I know it was God on my side. And you ought to just lift your hands and praise him right now, because you don't have to praise. You got to be ashamed of your own testimony. Yes, God will change your name. He'll change your nature. He'll change your narrative. And the things that you used to do, you won't even desire to do them anymore. You ain't forgot how to cuss, you just don't cuss no more. You ain't forgot how to lie, you just don't lie no more. And God will change that desire. He'll take out that get you back mindset. That mindset that says, I'm going to get you. I'm gonna really get you because you hurt me. You did wrong to me. God will change your heart. He'll change your mind. He'll change your inside. He'll rearrange you. And he'll give you joy and peace on the inside. And that joy the world can't take from you. He gives you such a content spirit that you can find joy and happiness wherever you are. This is why the writer said, I've learned to be content at whatever state I'm in. If I don't have no money in the bank, if my bank account is on life support, I'm still happy. If the doctors have given me a negative report, I believe the report of the Lord, and I'm still happy. If all my friends have left me and everyone has forsaken me, I've learned how to keep a mindset of being happy. You ought to look at somebody and tell them, neighbor, it's all good. Stop stressing about it. God is already going to take care of it. Stop worrying about that child. Stop worrying about that bill. Stop worrying about that trouble. Stop worrying about that headache. God said in his word that he'd never leave you, nor would he forsake you. And all we have to do is believe that. Stand in the righteousness of God. And God gives us a promise today that if we decide not to walk in the counsel of the ungodly, and if we do the work and the will that God has for our lives, he'll give us a reason to be happy. Not only will God put something in you that keeps you from being unmovable. The Bible says here, and ye shall be like a tree, planted by the rivers of water. I'm so glad that God will keep you standing. You know, water keeps moving. It never settles. It never sits. But God is so good that he'll put something down inside of you that'll keep you standing in spite of what's moving around you. Can you testify that God, in spite of the winds and waves that have come to knock me down, you've given me girth to keep standing? Are you standing today? What are you standing on? Sometimes we build our faith on things that sink, things that are not sure, things that cannot last and cannot give us any ultimate end. But God says, I will give you something on the inside to keep you standing. One of my favorite movies is The Color Purple. You ever watch The Color Purple? I watch it every year, around this time, every year. I watch The Color Purple. And it's funny to watch Celia, how she moves from being this timid young girl, and Mr. say something, she jumps, she's afraid. But after a while, as she grows up, she gets some confidence about herself. And Celia got to that table and she put them fingers in Mr's hand and Mr's face. And she said to him, until you do right by me, everything you think is going to crumble. And Mr. had the nerve to tell Celia, he said, ain't nobody going to want you. You're black. You're ugly. You ain't fit for nothing, and my house ain't been clean since my first wife died. And Celia said, until you do right by me, everything you think is going to crumble. And she got outside. As she was driving off into the wind with G.B.R, Celia hollered back at Mr. and said, you know what? I may be black. I may be ugly. But dear God, I'm still here. And you know that ought to be your testimony today. I may be down. I may be broke. I may be broken. But dear God, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm still here. And Serenity, you ought to praise God. For 9 years, you're still here. Many didn't make it. Many didn't make it, but you're still here. Reverend Rose, 80 years, you had to see a lot. Many have come and many have gone. Many have mistreated you. Many have scandalized your name. But thank God, you're still here. And you ought to thank God that in spite of all that I've been through, if God can keep me standing, if God can keep me going, if God can preserve me, I'll still have that testimony. I thank God that I'm still here. Hallelujah. Not only will God keep you standing, but God will keep you producing. And I know it may be 80 years and it may be 9 years, but I come to tell you this morning that you haven't seen your best days yet. That God is not through blessing you. You don't have to become an average Joe. God has not finished giving you vision. Pastor Williams, Reverend Rose, God has not finished speaking into your life. Don't you give up before God gives up on you. He said, even your weed, your leaves will not wither, and you shall produce fruit in every season. I want you to know you ought to get back on the battlefield, Serenity. You ought to go out and witness to those who are lost. You ought to go out and be on fire for Jesus again. And produce, and produce, and produce. And you know your labor will not be in vain. Not only will God keep you standing, not only will God keep you producing, but God always keeps his promises. Where is that, Jeremy? It's right here in the text. And for the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. Sometimes we read the Bible too fast. How do you know that God keeps his promises? I'm going to read it again. For the Lord knoweth the way. For the Lord knoweth the way. Y'all ain't got it yet. For the Lord knoweth. I'm going to say it again. For the Lord knoweth. For the Lord knoweth. It didn't say that the Lord knows. It didn't say that the Lord knew. It said the Lord knoweth. That means God knows where you are right now. He knows where you've been. And he knows where you're going. And God is so faithful to us that God will keep us even when we can't keep ourselves. I'm reminded of a story of a young boy who was in a house fire. And all of his family had gotten out of the house. And his father noticed that his son was still in the house fire. And so the father, being a faithful father, said to his son, son, jump out of the window. His son was nervous. He couldn't see because of the fog of the smoke. But his son said to his father, I can't see you. But the father said, don't worry. Just jump because I can see you. And that's what God is telling us this morning. That it may be foggy in your life. It may be dark and dismal. But I'm done. All I want to tell you, Serenity, is God can see you. God knows where you are. God knows how to keep you. God you. God knows how to cover you. There's no trial too hard God can't see you through. There's no problem too difficult that God can't solve. And so as you walk in this new season, as you go forth in the days ahead, know that the same God that kept Emmett Till in 1955, the same God that watched over us in 1963 when the 4 girls were killed in Birmingham, Alabama, the same God that kept us in 1968 when Martin Luther King Jr. was killed, the same God that kept us while we were singing on the back of the buses, the same God that kept us in 2011 when Trayvon Martin was killed, the same God who keeps us when we got an idiot named Donald Trump in office, who puts children in cages while LeBron James puts them in schools. That same God that kept us in yesteryear, that same God that kept us when times were trouble. You don't have to look back at that. That same God that kept Big Mama, that same God that kept your grandmother, your mother, the same God that opened the door for you last week, the same God that opened you up this morning and gave you breath in your body, that same God will keep his promise. Oh yes he will. Oh yes he will. Oh yes he will. We're standing all over the house. That same God will keep his promise. And you don't have to worry about a thing. God will change your life. God will rearrange and reorder your steps. And God will make you happy. If you're content and you know that God is the source of this strength, won't you lift your hands and just give him praise? Has come over me. A wonderful change has come over me. If you want to know about this God that we serve, I extend to you this offer to come to the altar. The altar is simply a place where God alters your mind. He alters your life. Changes your narrative. And we all have things in our lives that we can make changes in. Amen, somebody. Amen. And today, if the Lord is speaking to your heart, he said, today you hear my voice, the heart, not your heart. That means don't act like you don't hear me talking to you. And God will change your life. He'll change your narrative. And if that's you, won't you come down to the altar now and let us pray. Oh, wonderful change. Come on, let's clap our hands. Has come over me. Let's praise God. Come on, let's praise him. Oh, wonderful change. Oh, yes. Has come over. Sing that. Everybody sing. Oh, wonderful change. Bishop, has come over me. Oh, wonderful change has come over me. Praise you for these souls today that have heard your voice. Lord, we realize that you have given them a measure of faith to hear your clarion call. God, you see and you know all things. And Lord, we know that there's nothing too hard for you. God, I pray that you unspoken request. God, do it today. Do it for your glory. Rebuke the hand of the strong man, the one that comes to hinder and to destroy. We speak victory now over the lives of your people. Oh God, I pray that you will give them strength even now. God, touch that body. God, heal that soul. Save that loved one. Do it today, God. And we give your name the glory. And we give your name the honor. And it is so. In Jesus' name. Amen. Won't you hug somebody and thank God? In this time. God, we thank you for this servant. We thank